Hey guys, so today we're going to be jumping into a breakdown on not only today's info, but also for this coming reset as well. We had a data download. This is typically how they handle end of the month releases, is they just release them on whatever day the end of the month falls on. It is Monday, which typically reset is Wednesday. So what they did is they just put the data for this week's reset in at the same time as the data download for TURLES. So you guys will notice there is a Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the game right now. Remember, this guy does not come out today. He comes out on Wednesday, typical reset time. So we'll talk about him and break him down today, but he's not coming out until Wednesday, 2 days from now. All right, we'll start with TURLES. So TURLES is classified as a defense type. We do not know what his stats are going to look like. I'm hoping he probably is just more of like an even stat spread, honestly. I think this TURLES is going to work really well with the yellow Goku, and the yellow Goku is Blast. So I actually wouldn't be opposed to this guy being more of a Blast type, but movies is typically more strike based. So again, that's why I would kind of want him to be a mix or like sort of even between both strike and blast attack, but we'll see. What do you have? Okay, he is slightly more blast oriented. I kind of like this stat spread because it's not too much shifted towards blast. So you can kind of build him either way. By the way, these stats are pretty low in terms of offense, because remember, we got to subtract 8,000 from the offense to account for the arts boost and stuff like that, and title boost. So he's actually going to be just above 250 to strike and about 253 to blast. Pretty low for an ultra character, but defenses are looking pretty good. He's going to be mid to high 180s for both defenses, which is, again, what this character really is going to be excelling at. And his crux, basically, is just going to be his defensive potential. He's got the comeback mechanic. He's got the healing. He's got the extra damage reduction against impact, explode, and what is it, slice damage, something like that. So yeah, he's going to be looking pretty good here. Now, I did an in-depth breakdown of TURLES in my video a few days ago on Saturday, 2 days ago, yeah. So you want to see a super in-depth breakdown on this character, go check that out. Looks like he just holds a normal strike and a blast card. So what are the main areas where this guy is going to be looking good in? So he gets his Vanish back on his main ability, which is pretty important to note. Of course, he draws the ultimate with that. So this character, I'm going to talk about probably what I think is the most important thing first, which is this. His unique gauge essentially is going to dictate how good this character is. I mean, that's the case for most characters with unique gauges, but I really do feel like it is even to a bigger extent with this character than for most other releases. Gradually charge his own unique gauge over time while this character is on the battlefield or on standby. Keep in mind, the wording on this is the same as Ultra Hit. Ultra Hit takes, what is it, 38, because he gets his full gauge up at 142, assuming you don't use any green cards. So it takes him 38 counts, Ultra Hit, to get his full unique gauge built up. So I'm assuming it's going to take the same with TURLES. However, TURLES does start the fight with 70% of his unique gauge charged already. So that is the main difference there. Let's keep going here. Falling effects occur every time this character consumes unique gauge. Restores own health by 10%, and then he's going to get 30 key back, and he's going to reduce enemy key by 20, and he's going to get 10 counts of cover null. So that's the first thing. And then in combination with the unique gauge, this character has a lot of ways to drain his unique gauge. His unique gauge drains on blue card activation, it drains on green card activation, it drains whenever he uses a strike or a blast once only per switch in, and it drains when he gets hit hit by an arts card once per switch in. And then it also drains on cover change. So there's a lot of ways to use the unique gauge. So my main concern actually going into this release is his unique gauge going to drain too fast? I feel like there's a possibility it definitely can. Like, for example, if we cover change with TURLES, right? The following effects occur when changing cover, consumes 20% of own unique gauge. And then if we go up here, the following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack, consumes 20% of own unique gauge. So if you just simply cover change, you're consuming 40% of his unique gauge like instantly. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how he feels with the unique gauge. But here's the other main thing I want to mention with him. He does have a comeback mechanic. This thing is ridiculous. I mean, this is all one mechanic right here. This is insane. Remain undefeated in the... Okay, let me just start from the beginning. Consumes 20% of own gauge, blah, blah, blah. No, here it is. Remain undefeated and the following effects occur when own health reaches 0. Activates once. Destroys... randomly draws at most 4 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own health by 70% and ki by 100. Charges own unique gauge by 100%. 25% to damage inflicted. 20% to strike and blast arts damage inflicted. -5 to own arts costs. He gets a nullification of card destruction and key reduction effects for 20 counts. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained. So that's permanent type neutrality defensively. 15% of damage inflicted by allies. He's going to reduce enemy ki by 100, remove their vanish, seal their rising rush, seal their main abilities, and give them 50 to all arts costs for 3 counts. So you get this comeback off, and the opponent is essentially unable to do anything for 5 counts. All they can do is switch. That's really all they can do. So that's going to be very annoying to deal with. But those, I think, are the main things to watch out for with TURLES. I think he'll be a very strong character, and I think it's really going to be a measure of just, you know, how well does his unique gauge function with the rest of his kit is going to determine how well he's going to do. All right, so... looks like we have a purple support type Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, this is interesting because this Super Saiyan 3 Goku, once again, is coming out in 2 days, not today. This is a Majin Buu Saga Kid Buu fight Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? You can see Kid Buu in the back there. Why is this guy releasing during the Z Movies campaign? Now, I think this actually could have implications on what we could see in October. And I'm actually glad that I did not do my Daima video yet, because this adds a lot of content that I could talk about in that video. So I'm probably going to put a Daima video out this week at some point, talking about Daima coming to Legends. I think there are 2 landing spots potentially for Daima. The first landing spot is right when the Daima first episode airs, or sort of like in the first few episodes of Daima airing, which would be in October. We currently have a countdown login bonus for Daima, and I think there's a very solid chance we could maybe see at least 1 banner for Daima characters, similar to how they dropped like the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 banner when before Superhero even dropped. We got the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 banner based off of just the animations from the trailer. I think when Daima drops, we could immediately see some kind of like special celebration Daima banner that has like maybe, you know, the mini versions of Goku and Vegeta, or whatever other characters they want to put out for that. They could opt to make the October celebration in total just, you know, a Daima celebration in general, which would be possible as well. I'm also thinking they could be saving the bulk of the initial Daima stuff for Legends Fest. Now, if that's the case, I could see this Buu Saga Goku indicating a Buu Saga campaign in October, potentially. We'll see. This could also simply just be a precursor to Daima releasing in October, sort of like a lead up to Daima, because from what we understand of Daima so far, Daima takes place after the Buu Saga, before Super. Right, it sort of fits in between those few years, I think is how it's like 2 years, something like that. A gap between when they defeat Kid Buu and the start of Battle of Gods. That time period is where Daima is supposed to take place. So they could be indicating that by dropping a Goku from the Buu fight, and that could be like a build up for Daima characters. But again, I'll talk about that more in depth later this week when I make my Daima video. Let's see what we got here. Free to play Goku. So he's more of a blast character slightly. Really bad offenses. He doesn't even break 240 in any of his offenses. Defenses are pretty good, though, which I think is more important for a support character, so that's fine. Here we go again. Majin Buu Saga. Not movies. Not from Fusion Reborn. Not from Wrath of the Dragon. Majin Buu Saga. Obviously, Saiyan Sun Family and event exclusive. The blue card is the Super Kamehameha. Major impact damage, 30% of special move damage inflicted for 3 counts, and on a hit, shortens allies sub count by 3, reduce enemies Dragon Balls by 1. That's pretty good. Only activates once though. The green card is a stop time, 15% health, 50 ki, 20% damage inflicted by allies for 25 counts. That's actually a while. 25 counts is decent. 20% to allies ki recovery. Huh. So he's a stackable ki recovery support. Shortens allies sub count by 1. It's actually not horrible. Decent green card. Main ability is Colossal Fighting Spirit, 30% health, 50 ki. Gets his full Vanish back. That's strong. 30% damage inflicted. Why is that not for allies? 30% damage inflicted for 20 counts, sure. Cancels attribute downgrades in normal conditions. Yeah, the full Vanish back on this is strong. 33% to Buu Saga event exclusive or Saiyan Strike and Blast defense, double defense. Battle start, he gets 90% damage, 70% reduced damage received, 50% to key recovery, card draw speed. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 30 key, 60% damage. 100% to the next strike arts damage inflicted. Okay. And then 100% to the next blast arts damage inflicted. -5 to unstrike or blast arts cost for 10 counts. All enemies with +10 to all arts costs. For 10 counts? That's actually really annoying. That's really, really annoying. Okay. So far, that's the best thing he's doing. +10 to all arts costs for all enemies. That is, yeah, that's pretty annoying actually. Inflicts all enemies with -15% of strike and blast arts power. Okay. Following effects occur every time this character uses a strike or a blast arts. 5 key, 10% vanish gauge. -20% of damage inflicted, or -20%, +20% of damage inflicted for 10 counts, and then reduce enemy key by 10. The key reduction is worthless. Vanishing gauge. That's kind of like the gammas. The tag gammas have, I think it's also 10% per arts card. Applies the following effects applies the following effects to enemy every 3 timer counts while this character's in the battle. This is the LF Kid Buu mechanic. +10 to damage received for 10 counts, and then -20% to key recovery. Sure. Following effects occur when this character performs a vanishing step. Randomly draws 1 new card. Forces vanishing gauge by 50%. 30% damage inflicted for 30 counts. Shortens ally subcount by 2. This is interesting because of the synergy that it has with his main ability getting his vanish back. This is potentially interesting, actually. Okay. 30% damage 3 times. That's up to 90% damage. But it only lasts for 30 counts. You can get a lot of damage. You can get, like, if you have that fully stacked up, you can get up to 270% damage. Plus he's stacking damage here. I don't know. Maybe. He needs to have Covenant somewhere. The following effects also occur if own health is 50% or below. He goes type neutral defensively for 10 counts, 10% to damage inflicted by allies for 30 counts. Following effects occur when this character switches to standby. Randomly draws 1 new card. Restores ally health by 10% and ki by 30. Cancels allies' attribute downgrades in normal conditions. Activates twice. When this character is defeated, his death buffs. 10% healing, 25% damage inflicted by allies cannot be canceled. All enemies get +5 to all arts costs for 10 counts. -1 card draw speed to all enemies for 10 counts, and inflicts all enemies with 3 sub counts. No cover null anywhere, huh? That's the main issue here. He definitely seems like a more offensive character than support, but interesting. I feel like the vanish stuff could be kind of good. But yeah, at the end of the day, he is still a free character that doesn't have cover null, so yeah. All right, let's take a look at some equipment. See what we got. Archive. All right, let's see. All right, what is this? This the PvP equip? Sagas from the movies? Yeah, it looks like the new PvP equip. 10% health restoration, 10% health, 25% to base blast defense, and then 10% to pure strike and blast defense if this character is battle style defense type. That's pretty good. Obviously super defensive. Yeah, that is strong. That is a strong defensive equip. Remember, TURLES, when you get his unique gauge activated when he takes a hit, from that point, I think until he switches out, I think is how it works. He's going to be healing 3% health per arts card the opponent uses. So health restoration and health are really important for this guy, I think. So this actually could be an option for TURLES. Okay. Should be a new co-op equip as well, because this co-op season was only for 1 week. It looks like a Buu Saga one. Okay. So more Buu Saga stuff. Majin Buu Saga and Saiyan. Yeah, there's a reason why they did this. Why do you guys think they made the condition Buu Saga and Saiyan? Can anybody think of a reason? Effects will be selected from one of the following. 15% base strike or blast defense. Okay, I mean, I probably want to go strike. I think for most of them. 20% to base strike and blast defense. And then 12% to pure strike and blast attack when 3 battle members are Buu Saga. Yeah, they are pushing Buu Saga. 12% to pure strike and blast defense. Slot 1, if they really wanted to make this thing insane, they would have given it health, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Buu Saga doesn't need better equipment, so I'm okay with this. It's not crazy, but it's certainly good. Certainly a good equip. The reason why they did this, if you guys couldn't tell, why they added Saiyan to this, is because the current iteration of Buu Saga doesn't have a Saiyan on it. It's just Evil Buu, Kid Buu, Ultimate Gohan. And they very clearly didn't want that team getting another broken equipment, so yeah, that's why they did that. Alright, that's fine. Anything else? Oh, there is. Wait, what is this? This is where, like, all the unique equipment is. Oh, this is for, yeah, because it's an Ultra. Yeah, this is, whenever they release an Ultra character, they always release an equipment with them, so that's what this is. 23% base blast, 30% base strike, and then 15% base blast attack and 12% health restoration. So this is 38% base blast attack, 30% base strike attack, and 12% health restoration. Kind of reminds me of the Golden Frieza one. Where's the Golden Frieza one? There's this one. It's kind of similar to this. I'm not a giant fan of this. I think there's probably better equips you could use on TURLES than this, but this is certainly not bad. Okay, is that it now? Yeah, because I haven't farmed this equip up yet. Okay, cool. That's, I think, all we have for now. There is also going to be a superhero banner. I'll probably talk about that in a separate video. I'm going to do a video talking about should you summon for TURLES later today. And I think in that same video, I might talk about that superhero banner. Because I think it's a bit of a different format than what we've seen before. So anyway, that's going to be the breakdown. Let me know what you guys think of Ultra TURLES. Let me know what you think about the free Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Buu Saga. Potentially, we could be entering into a Buu Saga celebration, but it also could just simply be build up until we get to Daima, or they could do Daima in Legends Fest, and we could just get a full-blown Buu Saga celebration right now. We will have to wait and see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.